Hello, hello, hello. Hi, Eagles. Nice to see you on day two. Before I get into some more of our expectations, I really just want to say thank you. You guys did an amazing job keeping the entire lunch area clean, cleaning up after yourself, staying in bounds. We really appreciate it. We definitely notice it, and I definitely want to make sure that you know that we really appreciate that. Thank you. All right, so let's talk about a few things. Okay, just as a reminder, I know you saw this yesterday, but just as a reminder, the cell phones need to turn off at 8:13. You put them in your backpack. 2:35, you are turning them back on. If you have an emergency, if there's some reason that you need to contact your parent, that means we also need to know about this. So come to the office, come to counseling, but make sure that you're coming to us. If you're not feeling well, you should be in the nurse's office if that happens during the school day, okay? So if you need to contact your parent, it's probably something we need to know about, okay? Okay, as a reminder, there's things that we don't bring to school. So like stuffed animals, balloons, flowers, and then we're also not selling items at school. So we're not bringing in candies, Girl Scout cookies, Boy Scout cookies, or popcorn or items, none of those things, okay? So make sure all of that is outside of school. Okay, now I know there's a lot of writing on the screen, so I'm going to summarize this. If you are bringing a bike or a skateboard to school, you need to have a helmet. So right here, it's not just us saying this, it's California Vehicle Code, and there's the number for you, okay? So you have to wear a helmet. If you're not wearing a helmet, then you can't take out your bike or your skateboard, and your parent will have to pick it up, and then there'll be different warnings, but eventually you won't be able to bring them to school anymore. Okay. All right, so dress code. Now, with dress code, we're making sure that our torsos and our bottoms are covered. Okay, so over here, we're not being able to see through the sides. Okay, and then our straps are long. Now, our straps are big because we want to make sure that if you have your backpack on and you take it off and you're going to the ground when you're taking it off and you're pulling it that way, your strap needs to be thick enough that your shirt's not getting pulled down with it. And that's the reason we ask for the straps to be thick, because we've seen that happen and we don't want any embarrassing moments. We don't want anything to happen with any of our students, okay? Okay, so with the shorts, just make sure that they are covering all of your bottom, okay? And then we're not doing off the shoulder tops. Okay, with your leggings, they're not forbidden, just be careful with your leggings. Okay, and make sure that they're not sheer. That's the biggest thing. Sometimes leggings are almost like stockings, so you want to make sure that the leggings are actually serving as the purpose of pants. Okay, so then again, remember we're saying bottoms need to stay covered, so this means underwear as well. We should not be seeing underwear at any time. Okay, what's on your shirt matters. Okay, those are the messages that you're portraying. Now at school, we stay school appropriate. So this means that here, we're not having anything with cigarettes, smoking, drinking, anything sexual in nature. So those things are not allowed at school. So please be careful of what your shirt displays and what it also says, because what it says needs to be school appropriate as well. Okay? Now, if you are breaking the dress code and there's things on there that you're not supposed to have, then your teacher will send you up to the office and you'll have to change. Okay? When you change the clothes, we're going to ask you to bring back the clothes that you changed into. Okay? So I'll show you a little bit of that later. Okay, the wallet chains are not allowed. So this right here is a wallet chain and we do not allow those. Now, the torn jeans, The thing is with the torn jeans, you want to make sure that it's not so torn up that it's barely staying on. Okay, we just don't want anything to happen or you to get caught up or hooked up onto anything in the classroom. So we're not saying that torn jeans are not okay. We're saying that it can't be torn to the point where it's barely on you and hanging on off of you. Okay? Okay. So with your hats, some of your teachers will be okay with you wearing it indoors, and some of your teachers won't be okay with you wearing it indoors. Whatever your teacher said, just like yesterday when we talked about every teacher has their own rules, whatever that rule is in that classroom, that's what you're going by. Okay? Now, over here, we're not coming to school in house slippers because this is not the house. Okay? So the shoes that you have on should cover your whole entire foot. So your toes should not be out, your heels should not be out. You should have your whole foot enclosed. Okay, now this is the question here. Why do you think that we have dress code at AC Style? So teachers, I'm going to give you a minute with them. Why do we have a dress code at AC Style? So go ahead and pause if you need to. Situational appropriateness. So when you think about it, every place that you go has its own dress code. Now, if you're going to a quinceanera or a bar mitzvah, you dress a certain way. You don't dress the same way as if you're going to the park, right? So if you're going to work, when your parents are going to work, they don't dress the same way as if they were going to the pool, all right? So every situation has a dress code that goes with it. Now, our business at school is education. So our dress reflects that. And that's why we have our dress code here, okay? Can you give an example of 2 places that you dress differently to go to? So not using my examples, but can you come up with 2 other examples of your own that you dress differently to go to? Okay, now this is what I was talking about earlier for dress code. If you're wearing something that's not appropriate, you'll end up coming down to my office and we'll give you some clothes to change into. And then these clothes the next day you bring back washed. Okay, I have one last question for you. What does red, not white mean? If you hear me saying that, if you hear one of the teachers saying that, what does red, not white mean? All right, you'll find out tomorrow.